I learned something new, or it might be I'm slow, but there's this term called slow fading. Have you heard of it? No?
No.
Okay.
I think it's been going on,
Let
like,
me let me
but
explain to you.
this
Okay.
is a new term that I heard.
Okay. It's a new term. Maybe you know about this, but it's a new term for me. But I know people have been doing it. Okay. So what is slow fading? When someone gradually communicates less and less.
Mm-hmm.
So they are dating someone, but then they don't like that person anymore. They kind of
Okay.
like fade away, right? But this fading away, right, is a very, and I was reading up online, this fading away is a very, what do you call? Uh, PHP, very, very false hope. Yeah, very false hope kind of feeling, right? Because you think, let's say I'm the other party, I'm like, oh wow, this person actually, communicates well, and I think we are hitting it off. But next thing you know, this person like slowly didn't reply. And how this slow fading take place? Hey, where are you? Yeah, I'm so sorry, been busy the past few
Mm-hmm.
days, but yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah.
What? You know what I mean? Can you
Uh-huh.
imagine the scenario right now? And then after that, this person, doesn't reply again. And you thinking there is hope in this relationship because this person is chatting with you well, and this person is good. So I think the thing about slow fading is that it's not necessarily a bad person, right?
Still checking your Insta story.
Yeah, this person still checking your hey, yeah, you see this person liking your Insta post, or sharing your TikTok video or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, this person still kind of exists, but this person is slow fading away.
Yeah. So what the difference with ghosting?
Of course, ghosting is okay, quite interesting. I found something online, but ghosting, of course, is just terus disappear. Like
Mm.
you disappear, right? You don't communicate with the person anymore. Now, there is a debate online that some people say that slow fading is even worse compared to ghosting because ghosting is more like cut off,
Okay.
right? But slow fading is like giving you this, yeah, false sense of hope that there is something possible here.
There is hope.
And then he's dragging you on and on and on. And next thing you know, this person disappeared. Like, where are you? What's going on? Maybe you kind of like uh cut off the other guys or girls that kind of like show you interest.
Mhm.
So instead of like, making friends with someone else, you're like keeping yourself for this one person, which I
Mm.
think is very good, right? If in a
Yeah.
relationship perspective, like, you want to save yourself, you want to, the not nice term would be like casting your net out there to catch many fish, that kind of thing, which we don't advocate for it. So you're kind of like, saving yourself. You are like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on this one person. Next thing you know, slow fade away.
So would you rather be ghosted or be slow faded? If you
Of course, neither, right? Man, I never want to be ghosted or
no, but
slow
if
faded.
that's the situation.
Ghosted, right? That would be the best, right? Like this
But what if
person.
you really like this girl and then you actually like, oh, at least still hope. I still have access to this person's life. I still want to chase. What about that?
And that is the problem with slow fading, right? Like it gives you this hope, like I can still
What
chase
if you
this
can
person.
change their mind?
Babe, that's called savior complex. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to get into the whole debate of like whether should we be ghosted or slow
Yeah.
faded. I don't know if it's the right term or not. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, both are unhealthy. But I think today in the topic of slow fading, I think it's really insincere and really unkind when you know that you have no feelings for that person. And in the name of caring,
Mm.
you kind of like slow fade.
But it's real issue though.
It is a very real issue. So I'm talking about it,
Hanging
babe.
out with the Gen Zs, the 20s, and maybe teens, right? It's really happening.
Yeah.
It's really happening to the closest of us.
Mm.
Like, we find out that this person, has some communication with the other person, some chatting and some, like, phone call
Yeah.
and all those things. Then the next time we ask again, so how is it? I don't know. Yeah, we chat,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're looking to some people who are here.
Yeah.
But replies got shorter, energy drops, and
Mm.
then this, like, when you want to meet up, suddenly the maybe can, maybe not, but still in your life, it's really
See, here's
happening.
the thing. Maybe not. Maybe don't reply you anymore and stuff. And then suddenly you start hanging out. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like maybe there's an event, or maybe there is a get together, and then suddenly this person texts you, "Hey, will you be there?"
Yeah.
Then you're like, "Whoa, what's going on?" I think there's hope
Yeah. But to think
for
the
this
best
relationship.
to think the best of people, right? Maybe, right? Most probably people don't have intention to hurt other people.
Yeah,
Maybe some people just try to be kind. Maybe they're just like
they try to be kind,
yeah,
right?
try to be kind, or some people just fear of confrontation,
Mm-hmm.
or people pleasing,
Yeah,
just want to keep people stay in their life,
yeah.
or some people just have like low emotional maturity, like
Mm-hmm. I mean,
don't know how to express emotion.
I use the word unkind and insensitive because I did it before. I was dating
But
this
which one was
person.
the real, because you fear of confrontation, because they are
I feared confrontation. I thought that I would gently cut it off with this person. But what happened in the end is that this person, who that was, thought that I had a chance with to go deeper into a relationship. And I realized after that, oh, our values didn't align and all of it.
mm,
I kind of, now I realize I was slow fading. That person actually was really hurt. Like, she really thought that, hey, I thought there was really hope here in this place. Then why did you? And again, this would be another topic, love bomb. This
mm,
person will use, like, why do you shower so much? Why do you buy gifts and all? Which I did. And for me, I brush it off as, this is my personality. I'm the kind of person, when I fall in love, I always give my best.
but in the essence of it,
Yeah, the essence of it, like, there was
is
fear. I didn't know how to um be a man enough, looking
yeah,
back at it, man enough to, hey, I'm sorry, I don't want to drag this on. I don't think this is going anywhere.
basically emotional immaturity, right? Well,
Yep.
for some people, not necessarily that their intention is bad,
Mm,
but for some people, maybe they just want to keep their option open,
yeah,
and some people maybe they want the benefit of
yeah,
having someone in their life
you're right.
without having to commit, without having the the responsibility to take care of this person, but
Yeah,
they have connection, they have someone in their life.
yeah.
I mean, that is definitely a wrong
Wrong lah. That's a very
intention.
wrong
But there are
intention.
some
Yeah.
people who really have, who are really bad with confronting their emotion,
Mm,
confronting their feeling, or maybe like fear of hurting other people.
yeah,
But you know, I think to think about it, right, it is kinder to actually muster up that courage to talk about your
yeah.
feeling
That's right.
than actually
I
to
was about to
just
say
lead
that. Yeah.
people on and not knowing and hoping for something that
Mm,
might not happen. It
yeah.
is, you think that you're being kind not to tell this
Mm-hmm.
person, not to hurt this person, but
Mm-hmm.
actually it is kinder to tell,
Yeah.
to talk, to have that clarity for
Mm-hmm.
both person,
Yeah. And again, when you have that conversation that is uncomfortable, right? It's not going to be easy. Definitely there's going to be tears involved. Definitely it's going to be, moments like, oh really? Why? What can I do better? And maybe some of either one of the party might say that. But you kind of like really put an end to it and not drag that person on.
Yeah.
The feeling of slow fading, right, is like, I don't know, maybe my analogy is really extreme, but it's like tying someone with a rope behind a car and then you drive the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? you're just dragging this person
You don't even know where's the
along,
direction.
doing the direction, but you're hurting the person in that process,
Yeah.
you know. And you think you're okay, you think it's fine, and we mask it by saying that, yeah, actually, I never say things like I want to go deeper into a relationship, and that would be emotional immaturity and irresponsibility as well, you know. And so, I think there ought to be that awareness that, oh man, if I am slow fading someone today and maybe I really don't feel the feeling anymore of being with that person, like I should have that courage to talk to that
Yeah.
person.
You know, in the essence, right, slow fading and ghosting actually is quite similar
Hmm.
because there's no explanation to the other person.
Yeah.
Ghosting is just cut down. Slow fading is also no explanation but slowly, right?
Ooh.
So in the
I
end
find
of
it
the
more
day,
painful though. You don't think
I
so?
don't know. In the end of the day, both are comfortable and maybe, what do you call it? It feels like it's secured for you, like
Right.
you are comfortable. But to
Mm-mm.
the other person, right, it's actually might affecting that other person negatively.
Yeah.
You see, when there is no closure,
Mm.
usually people create their own closure. And
When there
most
is no
human,
closure, people create their own
yeah,
closure.
and
Yep.
most people, their own closure is not positive. You know, it's we
Mm.
just human. We just human, and then we all want to be loved, right?
Mm-mm.
So when you don't have closure, most of the time what happen is you blame
Yeah.
yourself. You self blame. Maybe
Mm.
lah in your anger you blame other person like their
Right.
person this and that. But what I see, especially in girls, I don't know in boys when you talk to boys, in girls, right? Most of the time they self blame. Maybe I'm not good enough.
Guys also will do the same.
Maybe
Yeah.
I am not brave enough. Maybe I didn't, dressed up enough.
Mm-mm.
Maybe I don't look good enough.
Mm.
Most of the time is self-blaming. So
Guys also
it
will
is
do the same.
actually
Like guys will be like, oh, maybe
self-blame,
I'm not
right?
rich enough. Maybe I'm not handsome enough. Same
So
thing.
it's detrimental, to
Yeah.
the person that you doing it unto. But yes, maybe the person who are ghosting or slow faded felt that secure, like, oh, I'm
Mm.
being kind, I'm not hurting the other person. But when there's no closure,
Right.
the other person will make their own closure, and most
Mm.
of the time it's detrimental to them because they
Yeah.
think the worst of themselves, not even
Yeah.
people,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it's going to affect their self-esteem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think, I don't know, like, can we be someone who is less selfish and not just
Oh.
think about our own comfort, our own
Yeah.
security, think a little bit about the implication on other people, and
Mm-mm.
muster up that courage. I know it's comfortable to, being looked bad, as a bad person,
Mm-mm.
but it is always kinder if you explain
Yeah.
than you just ghost or slow fade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this, but what you mentioned just now, right? Like being viewed as a bad person is one of the, I would say, key or major things that people slow fade or
Yeah.
ghost, right?
Most people
They want to be,
struggle to being disliked, don't you think?
yeah, they the courage to be disliked is, is really real.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You can never control what the other person would feel or say. Like, let's say I got involved with this person, maybe we went on one or two dates, then I realized me and this person, really can't connect well, and then I muster up the courage and like, hey, you know what, thank you very much for the time that we have shared. But I realized, maybe our values don't align. I realized that, I need to work on myself, or I realized that, I think it's better that we remains as friends,
Yeah.
and I don't want to give you this false hope of anything, going on. Maybe that person might react, in a way like, why do you do this? I've given you my best and all. That could be one. Or the other person will be like, you know what, I really appreciate it for what you have done. We can never control the other person's response or reaction. But what I do know is that if we take that road of
Mhm.
kindness, of sincerity, and like, hey, you know what, I really do want to drag that person on. And of course, we, I hope that you hear Caroline and I, it may sound very simple, but I know it's very hard.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to
You
talk to
okay,
people
now you are
in that
talking
manner.
to someone who is maybe feeling like slow fading other people. But
Mm.
if you are the one who feel like the other person is slow fading
If you are
you,
being slow faded,
yeah, I think it's okay to confront that person. Maybe you can ask things like, hey,
yeah, for
I
clarity, for sure.
Yeah, to get a clarity, I sense I sense a shift in our
Mm,
conversation, in our what do you call in our connection.
yeah.
Are we still on the same page? I
Mm,
think it's okay to ask for clarity for
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not bad. It's actually good for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
If you know the other person is not mature enough, you be the mature one. I don't
Yeah.
think it is. I don't think it is like a weakness, you know, to
Mm-mm-mm.
actually confront the other person to ask for clarity.
Yeah.
I think it even in fact it's a strength, right?
So that's like the best way to also understand if, you're being slow faded or you are slow fading someone. I think again, it's to be back in the healthy community, people that would actually call you out, people that actually,
Mm.
encourage you to move forward and all. I think so many times, I think learning about this topic, I've seen, I mean, myself is one, you know, and friends, who fall into this, uh, I don't know if trap is the right word, but, fall into this um, uh, issue, I would say, and they think that they are being kind to the other person, but actually no, the way I see it is like you are really tying someone's hand, and the string is attached to a car and you're just driving,
Mm-hmm.
and you're really hurting the person in a long process. You can say that I'm driving the car very slow, but you are tiring that person out,
Yeah.
in that process. So again, it's a very complex issue because where's the fine line between slow fading and manipulating someone's feeling, and taking advantage. Well, the only way to find out is actually to confront and to talk to that person. So, yeah, if any of you listening to this episode, if you feel like you are in this category, you can DM us, shoot us an email, and yeah, we would love to hear from you and talk to you about it. I think no one should be in a relationship and fall into this category.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe category is the right word, right? Be slow faded. Like if you know that it's not going to work out, like like just cut ties lah, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't stay in that kind of situation just hoping for this person to choose you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think what's important is you have to know your worth.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. To know your worth, to know that there's someone out there who values you
Yeah,
for you.
love should bring clarity.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not, then maybe the other person needs some time to actually build their emotional maturity better. And I don't think you should, you know, let yourself in that situation where
Yeah.
you waited for someone to be mature. You
Yeah.
know, like it's okay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to just focus on yourself. Don't like, hoping for the
Oh, that's an
breadcrumbs.
interesting thing, babe. Like, for example, you're being slow faded, and then you think that you're giving that person time to be mature.
Hmm.
Next thing you know, that person starts dating another person. Whoa.
Man, it's real story.
Oh
I saw a few
man.
person in my life who are like that.
Oh.
And it's just sad because the imagery that I have is like this person is like under the table hoping the breadcrumbs. It's just like collecting breadcrumbs. But in the end of the day,
Mm,
you don't know
yeah.
where it goes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, we want to hope for the best. We want to assume the best of that person. But I think we should also have the wisdom to like, hey, let me ask yourself this question. Am I being slow faded?
Mhm.
Or is that person really busy? Is that person really um manipulating me, in
Or
that
is that
process?
is it their personality? They're just not the
Yeah,
type that connect much, talk
yeah.
much.
Because for all you know, if you confront, actually that person might also have a reckoning, like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I've been doing that for a while. And so, yeah, don't be slow faded.
Yeah. The right people won't disappear when honesty is required.
Yeah. So,
So
I guess that's all for this episode. And if you're going through this, hey, know that you're not alone. And we would love to connect with you. And yeah, please don't be slow faded. That's all.